What's going on, my beautiful people? This is your certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court. In today's video, we're going to talk about whether or not the anxious, preoccupied person can be in a healthy relationship. My apologies, got calls coming through here. Midday, happy hump day. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everything's going great in your lives. I hope you're living out your best lives. So, before I get into the content, always, if you want my help personally, reach out to me on my website, www.fruitfulseeds.com. Also, if you haven't joined my membership program, go ahead and join that. You get 70% off coaching. And I'm telling you, it's a tremendous value. The only problem is people are struggling to find the link on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably put this on my website, or I'm probably going to move this membership to my website because it's a lot easier to access. And so many people are struggling to find a link. It sounds like a good idea to go through the YouTube membership program, but I think I'm just going to move it to my website. It's a lot easier, and you can still get the same, re-up every month. It's going to bill you automatically, and you can get that 20 minutes with me to do, our coaching sessions and check up with each other. Who's all in here? Welcome, 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 welcome. If you haven't checked out my book yet, please feel free to do so. If you haven't checked out my podcast, that's there for you too. The podcast, I put a lot of my most popular episodes, or if you want to call it episodes, my most popular videos from YouTube. I put that in the audio format, and I put that, I'm pretty sure, on my I put that in the description link below. So please reach out to me if you need coaching, if you're struggling in your life, if you're struggling with different situations, different relationships. I'm here for you. What's up, Paris? I'm here for you, and I appreciate you guys. So, all right, so let's get down to it, down to the nitty gritty. So, somebody reached out to me, and they were asking me, is it even possible for an anxious, preoccupied person to be in a healthy relationship? Because it's a lot of work to get yourself back secure, especially if you've had an upbringing that was very tumultuous. You had an upbringing where you didn't get the type of love that you wish you would have received. If you haven't been able to keep a healthy relationship thus far in your life, then I know you're going to struggle. And I know that finding the light at the end of the tunnel is something that it's very daunting. If you guys are here on Facebook, welcome. Facebook, people from Facebook, people from Instagram, people from YouTube, people from Twitter. It's good to see everybody. I appreciate you being here. I'm trying to get LinkedIn on here. This is a whole new setup for me. I hope you guys like it. Give me a 1 in the chat. If you guys feel like this is a pretty good setup, give me a 1 in the chat to let me know that, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing how you're pushing. This microphone is new too. Well, I just now was able to use it. I hope you're able to hear me in this chat. All right, so are you able to have a healthy relationship? The answer is absolutely. But there's a little nuance there, right? You have to find a person that's going to be able to understand you, that's going to understand your style, that won't walk out the door when things start to fall apart. You have to find that person that's willing to stand in the storm with you and push through in the storm with you. Otherwise, it'll fall apart. Now, if you're dealing with people that are selfish, people that don't understand anything about attachment styles, people who don't even care, who can care less about trying to meet you where you're at and understand that, hey, I'm on this journey. I would appreciate if you learn more about me and learn more about this journey in order to have this relationship, go the distance. But, you all know relationships don't go the distance these days. Most marriages end up 51% in divorce. But there are people that are out there that can at least make this part in your journey more, I don't know, fulfilling, I guess you would say, more worth the struggle that you're going to go through. I'm trying to catch up here. You are still number one. Thank you, Paris. I appreciate it. So, yes, you will be able to have a healthy relationship, because here's the thing about the anxious preoccupied person. All right, that being me, I'm being one of them. We go all in relationships. All right, we learn what we need to learn. We go to therapy. We go to counseling. We'll study the YouTubes. All we need to, in order to figure out what it is I need to do to show up better in this relationship. Like, that's just who we are. But there's a caveat there. I hope that's the word, caveat. We also struggle with the protesting behaviors too, because if a person isn't reciprocating the love that we're giving them, if a person isn't reciprocating the affection that we're giving them, we feel like we need to pull them closer to us. Now, if you guys are just coming in here, you don't know what an anxious preoccupied person is. All right, I'm gonna tell you what an anxious preoccupied person. Anxious preoccupied is one of the 4 attachment styles. And basically your attachment style was formed when you were, basically being formed, adolescence, in between 0 to 7. Toddlership, whatever you want to call it, if that's even a word. Throughout your toddlerhood, throughout adolescence, you basically are forming your ability to attach to a person in the future. So how you attach to your loved ones, your mom, your dad, if you were raised by them, your foster parents, whoever it is, how you attach to them or how they showed you love is going to be how you attach to somebody in the future, somebody that you're in a relationship with. All right. And if that love was inconsistent, you'll end up with some type of insecure attachment style, whether that be dismissive or anxious or fearful. So that love was inconsistent. And anxious preoccupied people, we were loved. We got loved, but the love wasn't constant. It wasn't consistent. And that's why we struggle in our romantic relationships, because when a person doesn't show us that type of love that we wish we had as a kid, and as a kid, you don't understand that, hey, other things happen. The world doesn't revolve around you. We don't understand it as a kid, but we still take that later on into our romantic relationships, and we struggle. If you guys got questions, this isn't a lecture here. This is a this is a dialogue. All right. Can we have healthy relationships? We can, but it takes a lot of hard work in solidifying your security in a relationship, which means, let people have their space. Let people be able to set your boundaries with people, because anxious preoccupied, we have a hard time saying no to people, and then we end up forming resentment for that person. So continue to learn the skills that you need to learn. I have a bunch of different videos that you can watch here. I also have one. It's really picking up in steam. There's a video called How to Heal Your Anxious Attachment Style. I have that in my catalog. So if you guys are on my page, if you guys are a subscriber, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but right now they're pulling subscribers from people, and it's happening at a rapid pace. And I see a lot of major YouTubers, they've been complaining about this too. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. And people are actually getting automatically unsubscribed to the channel. I don't understand why it's happening, but it's happening. So please subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. I'm going to continuously pump out this information. If you guys want to catch me live, being a subscriber is the best way to do it, because you'll get the notification pop up when I go live. Yep, just messed up past friendship because of this. Yeah. It's tough. So you can be an anxious person in, your relationship, but not be anxious in your friendships. It's so strange how it works. And I think it's because you don't fear a friend leaving most of the time. Like because you're not romantic with them. They're not feeling that need for connection and intimacy that a person that you're in a romantic relationship with is feeling. But when you are in a romantic relationship and that person is meeting your needs and you're getting that release of dopamine and the oxytocin is flowing between you two, that's when you start to get anxious with them, because you fear not getting that next dopamine release from that person. This is why when people who are people who break up with an anxious, preoccupied person, they don't understand just how much that affects that person physically. I mean, most of the people that I talk to, they're losing weight, they're losing sleep, they're not eating well, they're really struggling in their life because it actually like brings on really real physical symptoms of like drug addiction or alcohol addiction. It really brings on all of those type of symptoms. The side effects is real, which is why I say, hey, people can't make fun of love addiction, or they can't pretend like or have this illusion that love addiction isn't real, because it's real. You're getting the same release of, like I said before, the dopamine, the oxytocin that you get from being on, some type of substance. I was a favorite son until my brother came along 6 years later. Then I felt abandoned. I've heard that a lot, especially with people who have the, two siblings, like they were like the middle child or they were the last child. The last child, parents tend to have the tendency to just say, hey, you'll be all right, rub some dirt on it. And the last child usually get away with everything. The middle child usually be the one who is abandoned, the lost child. The first child gets all the attention. They get all the praise, everything, because it's their first and they're just learning. You're learning as a parent. This is my personal opinion, right? This isn't scientifically studied or anything, but there is a thing called the middle child syndrome. And the middle child is the one that, kind of gets lost in the shuffle, the forgotten child, the ghost child, the one that, hey, help me take care of your little sister, but don't argue with your big brother type stuff, and it turns people into someone, or it creates an insecure attachment style in certain people, if not most people, because when you're not cared for and you're not given that consistent love, you may be giving love when you bring home a good report card or you scored a winning touchdown in a game. But for the most part, your little sibling is getting all the attention, and your oldest, they're pretty much, I forgot what they call the I forgot the theme of it. I think it's called like the scapegoat, the golden child, and the forgotten child, or something like that. The middle child is probably going to be the scapegoat. The ones that gets blamed for everything, not being as enjoyable to be around, or not doing the right things all the time as the oldest one or the youngest one. So I would imagine so. Glenn, it's good to see you, brother. Always. I'm heading to the chat here. Anybody got questions? I'm here for y'all. I know I'm a little early today, but I kind of helped you out. You just got off work. So if you're in here and you're not part of the membership program, I'm thinking about switching over the membership program to my Patreon account. Now, I haven't went live with the Patreon account yet, but just so if something was to happen to my YouTube channel, I want to be able to have a backup where I can still connect with the community and I can still, interact with you guys. I want to make sure I have a home base that's not, just YouTube. I have my website, which is www.fruitfulseeds.com, but I also want to make sure that I have a second place that I can go, because this is how it goes. Any more questions? I want to keep this live short today. I'm going to try to. Hey, Glenn, thanks for the super chat, brother. Always. Cheers. And drinking more water. Thanks for the super chat. Glenn always hooking me up. Appreciate that. Always keeping my coffee cup filled. Anybody got any questions? I'm here. If this is the best, how about this? Let me know when is the best time for me to go live. I know midday Wednesday is probably like, it's a little sketchy, a little difficult to get people to get eyeballs in here. But I really feel like this new setup I have is going to be as impactful as possible, and it's going to be able to bring the most value to you guys as possible. Paris, if you're still here, it's good to see you. I appreciate you. Glenn, as always. So I'm trying to Sata Salute. Is that how you say your name? Where are you from? I think this is the first time you've ever commented here in the live chat before. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Like I said, they're unsubscribing people. People aren't getting, the notifications that I'm pushing out. So help me out. Help me reach as many people as possible. And if you have a favorite video, share that video with them. And with that being said, I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end it pretty early. Like I said, it's good to see everybody. I appreciate you guys always coming through and sharing the feed and letting everybody know, that I'm here and I'm here to help them. And this is free advice right here. I feel like this is the most valuable content you can get, especially when it comes to psychology and human behavior. I mean, there's entertainment out there, but educational, I feel like it's really important. Can dismissive avoidance have a healthy relationship with someone anxious? Yes, if both people do the work, if both people take accountability for how they're showing up, if they're mindful about it, if, the dismissive person or if they're patient with the anxious preoccupied person, but also the anxious preoccupied person needs to learn how to soothe themselves and meet their own needs, and like I said before, how to communicate their boundaries in an effective way without forming some type of resentment and getting upset with the dismissive avoidant person. Yes, it's possible. I've seen it before. Eventually those relationships typically end because somebody gets exhausted of either having to show up a certain way consistently and the other person is just not they're not pulling their weight. So one person forms resentment for the other person. But as far as like the journey of the relationship, yeah, they can. I've seen it. I've lived it. So, all right. You guys have a good rest of your day. Namaste. If you found this video of any value, please like, comment, and share. Feel free to follow me on all my other social medias. Join the membership program. It's a great value for people who are trying to get coaching and trying to figure out how they can navigate their relationships the best way, the healthiest way. All right. God bless you guys.